Hi guys, and welcome back to another video here on this channel. I hope you're all doing really well. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my knee makes that I brought to my holiday to Mauritius, and yeah, there's some real gems in here that you haven't seen yet. Unless you've been on my Minerva profile, then you may have, or my Instagram. If you're not following me on there, then do find me in the description box down below, and let's get on into the video. So this video is quite long overdue. I think we went now end of March, yeah, end of March, and we went for a couple of weeks, so yeah, this is well overdue. I was going to do a bit of a filming clip over there, but it was very hot. I did get some snaps of the outfits though, with the lovely backdrop of Mauritius, but yeah, in terms of filming and things, it was super chilled out holiday, and yeah, the heat outside was pretty extortionate, so I decided that I was going too hot and bothered to do any filming. So here we are back. I've still got a little bit of a tan left, which is great, but yeah, let's jump on straight in. I'm going to start off with the dress that I'm wearing right now. I'll pop some pictures up of the before, but this was actually a thrifted dress. It was just a smocked bodice and a maxi length dress with no sleeves, and I used the vintage sewing pattern style 4491, I want to say. I'll link all the patterns and fabrics if applicable down below as well, so check that out if you want. But yeah, lovely puff sleeves. I got the puff sleeve pattern from that vintage sewing pattern, and it turned out really nicely actually. This is kind of like a viscose fabric, so it doesn't have the most structure, but I still feel like it gives the necessary poofing effect, and I've added a little elasticated band here. I've done a simple zigzag stitch with a really thin elastic here, which is super comfortable and gives the desired effect, and I've kept the bodice as is, and it's just a little bit shorter in length. It goes to just below my knees. I'll pop some pictures up of the process so you can see kind of what we started off with. But yeah, essentially I really loved the pattern and print of this fabric, and also how lightweight it is. So it was a perfect summer dress, but I just wasn't vibing with the full maxi length. And although I do love a sleeveless dress for tanning, I just felt like it was missing something, and I didn't have anything that I made a puff sleeve yet, so this is my first puff sleeve project, so super happy with how it turned out. I've got my lovely personalised engraved bracelet, and this is just a really old, where did I get this from now? I think I got it from some sort of market on holiday somewhere, and yeah, really love this. A nice little turquoisey jade stone there. My favourite go-to earrings at the moment, which are little eyes with little eyelashes on. Loving that. And I probably will put a little clip of how this looks, but that's what the waistline looks like here. So that was one of the items I took to Mauritius for my holiday, and actually I'm going to give everything a heat rating. This I would give it actually a 9 out of 10. I think the only thing is that it's just not that breathable of a fabric. However, because it's quite airy and puffy and not sort of touching the skin, it's actually really nice for holiday. So yeah, definitely recommend having a puff sleeve, especially if you want to kind of cover your shoulders to avoid any sunburn. Right, on to make number 2 is this lovely dress that I've got back here. Now, I've always wanted to make a Sicily slip dress. However, I kind of wanted the challenge of actually doing the dress on the bias by myself, and this here is a chiffon, so it's a really lovely lightweight fabric, and actually this was the first time I've ever done a full project with chiffon, but this has been in my stash for a really long time and I absolutely love it, and I was so scared to ruin it. But I think it turned out really nicely. We've got a lovely cowl neck detail here, spaghetti straps, again really light and airy. Now you will see from the images I'm going to pop up on the screen that it does have a train. Now when I did the draping to begin with, it had a natural train and I just couldn't bring myself to chop it all off. So what I did was make it into a nicely shaped train, and I added a little popper at the top of the bottom area and the bottom of the skirt to allow it to be held up so it's not touching the floor, and almost give a little bit of volume on the behind area, because I do need a little bit of volume there anyway, so none was lost there. And if we spin you around, that it has a second sort of cowl detail here which sits nicely above the bottom. There's the little popper here, and I did a little tie detail to just bring it in on the sides. Also can wear it without, but as you can see it's just a little bit airier. So I did decide to put a little tie here just to keep it nice and secure, and actually creates a really nice little bit of volume at the back there. So yeah, really, really lovely. I really love this. The pictures also turned out really, really nice, so really chuffed with how that turned out. And actually this didn't take me too long. I think really the main thing was getting the tension right in the machine, and I used some Scotch tape in the actual throat plate area so that it wouldn't catch underneath, because it was catching to begin with. And I've done a little rolled hem at the bottom. And yeah, no, really, really like how this turned out. I don't think I can get hold of this fabric anymore. I'll see if I can find something similar, but it is kind of one of a kind, really. I do have a little bit left. I might make a little top out of it, not sure yet. But yeah, let me know if you have any ideas for anything else I can do with this. But for my first chiffon project, and my first project of drafting something on the bias, I'm really, really happy with this. No sewing pattern at all, and yeah, really, really proud of it. Really, really proud. I think one thing I would change and what I may still amend, is just to make this arm here with a little bit more coverage, because I'm quite busty and there was a little bit of peeping through. Nothing that I can't deal with, but yeah, it just would be nice and I'd probably feel a little bit more comfortable. But otherwise, really, really love it. So my next make is this halter neck dress, which is a little bit hard to show you on here. I'll pop some pictures up of this dress, but it kind of goes like this. And it's got a really lovely drape to it. I've done this using the, no, don't remember, I need to put it in the description box, but I made it using this remnant, and it's sort of a slinky jersey style fabric. And at first I thought, oh, I really don't know what I want to make out of this fabric. But when I saw this pattern, which I thrifted actually from the charity shop, I just knew that this fabric would look gorgeous with this. It has such a lovely drape and it just hugs the figure so, so nicely. Super airy, especially for the hot weather. I love this crossover detail here at the bust and the gathering here. The only thing I think I would do differently, I did need to take in the sides. The only other thing is I'd probably just make the strings here a little bit longer than the actual pattern suggested. But otherwise, a really, really nice make. One that I would actually really highly recommend if you have some jersey in your stash and you don't know what to do with it. I think this is just a really nice variation to a bodycon dress, which I just feel is like the only thing I gravitate towards usually when jersey comes into play, or something tight fitting. And this is just such a nice, different option. Now onto my next make is a second attempt at doing a trial run of a swimwear piece. Now this fabric is not a swimwear piece at all, but when I saw it, and where did I go for this? Goldhawk Road. When I first saw this fabric, I just thought of Hunza G swimwear. So of course I had to make a swimwear piece out of it. So it's this really crinkled, super soft, stretchy fabric, and it looks really, really small, but it really expands. And I did just a really simple overlock stitch at the edge because I didn't want it to be too bulky. In hindsight, I probably would have tried to match the colour thread a little bit better, but this was a last minute sort of a rushed project. But it fits really, really nicely. I would say that I need a little bit more support on the boob area, but I did pop in a bikini bra that I already had underneath just to give me a little bit of a lift. And I reused this plastic little belt thing from a yoga top that I was no longer using, and decided to create a little ruche detailing. And again, I'll pop up some pictures up here if you want to have a look what it looks like on, because it's a bit hard to see. It all looks a bit shriveled and a bit distorted on here, but actually it fits really, really well. I would love if I could find this fabric in a swimwear fabric, but I don't even know what this kind of fabric is called. So if any of you guys know, then I would really appreciate if you could let me know. DM me on Instagram or something, or just comment down below. But yeah, I love this. And yeah, so I didn't end up swimming with it, but I did decide to kind of wear it as a beachside thing to tan, you know. Now, something that you guys have seen a lot recently, because I've been absolutely in love, is my caftan dress. Now this is using the McCall's M1890, and I've got these lovely little ruffled sleeves with the, oh, let me fold it over, with a crochet detail in the junctions, and it has nice 2 tiers, nice length just above the knee, and a really nice structured collar. Oh, again, I'll pop some pictures up of me wearing it so you can get an idea on what it looks like. But yeah, I mean, I absolutely love this for multiple reasons. I love the design of the actual pattern. I think it's really, really gorgeous, really different. And it was actually quite complicated to make, but it actually taught me a lot as to how to do things with interfacing of this style. I think if I were to do it again, then I would just probably make these a bit narrower in width. But I think as well, the reason I'm wearing this so much is the fabric. The fabric is lovely. I actually don't know what fabric this is. I'll leave the link of this below because I know it's still available. But it's a really lovely neutral sort of coloured stripes of kind of a bluey grey and a beige with really subtle silver threads running through, which just gives it a little bit of something, especially when it's nice and bright and sunny. And it's not scratchy at all. I was expecting it to be because of the little metallic threads, but I just find this fabric so light and airy. I really need to order some more actually. And I just feel like you can make so many different things with this fabric. And yeah, I'll show you on my next one, because my next piece I'm going to talk about now is actually made using an IKEA curtain, which actually has a similar colouring to this, but that's a lot more sheer, you see, so I wouldn't necessarily recommend the curtain as much. I would probably actually go for this same fabric. So let me show you that one. Now this is a 2-piece pyjama set. I mean, to be honest, you don't need to use this pyjamas. It's a very bougie pyjama, but I self-drafted this top, and yeah, really lightweight. I did need to line the front bodice because it is a little bit sheer, like I said, with the curtain, but I do like the colour of the print and the bow, and it's a nice little cropped design. And again, I'll pop some pictures up if you want to see what that looks at full length, and both pairs together. And the trousers I also made using the same fabric, a really comfy elasticated waist. I'm going to try and remember now which sewing pattern this is, but I don't actually remember, so I'm going to link that down below as well. But yeah, these are the most comfortable trousers you will ever make. They have huge pockets, which is just an absolute game changer. I'm definitely going to make these trousers again. Nice squared size, so nice and baggy and comfy. But yeah, I mean, if you want elasticated trousers, look no further. This is the one that you need. But now you can see the stripes and the colouring of this very similar to the other one. And actually, I think because of the sheerness of this, I would actually rather go for the glittery metallic. So if you can get hold of that, then I would, but not before I do. Now, last but not least is my little beauty toiletry pouch, which I also took to Mauritius. At the moment it's got all my filming gear in because I like to take things around the house, and this is a nice big size, which I don't seem to have any others of, hence why I made it. So it's got this really lovely polka dot lining, it's got a wadded layer in the centre, this is it completely open, it's got a nice simple zip, and I've used this lovely yellow ditzy floral print with this green checkered print on the bottom, which is actually a fat quarter set. And I did some, you can see here, some quilting detail on there, which was my first ever quilting project, and I created a little square base here so it can sit up on a table really nicely. But yeah, really perfect, because especially when you put toiletries in, you can unzip, you can turn the other way out, and kind of have everything easy to access. So this I love. I need to make some more of these because this size is a game changer. Everything else I've got, I've just got so many, it's so much smaller, and I feel like I have to carry multiple small bags, whereas this, everything just fits in. And I've used it for a toiletry bag, I've used it for my filming gear bag. I just need to make some more of these in different patterns because yeah, really love them. And I'll try and link something similar down below. This original fat quarter set here for these two was from Aldi. This I'll have to find, I can't remember where I got this from. And yeah, the wadding and stuff as well. But yeah, it was really fun to make, really therapeutic, and yeah, it was really great to take on holiday. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. Let me know what you think of the makes down below and which is your favourite, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.